Hi, ladies and gentlemen. We got a train sitting down at the depot on the side, and we got clear signal southbound. That means we're waiting on the train to come out of Greenwood to go south. Alright, thank y'all. Alright, I heard the train horn. I think he's at the bottom of the hill. I mean, he could be out at Secession, which is 2 miles away, but the crossing at the bottom of the hill is like a mile away. So let's see what happens. Alright, thank y'all. Alright, for some reason my video quit. This is for a coal-fired electric mill between Georgetown and Myrtle Beach. You can look at it on the map. This coal comes out of Pennsylvania, just south of Pittsburgh or up near Pittsburgh. I've seen this train coming to West Virginia out of Pennsylvania one time. I got a video of that. There's not much good to it. Couple of tubbies on here. You know, some of these cars had the little buffer on there that, like that when it hits it, it opens the doors up. But some of these cars don't have those. Look like this one right here, there's none on it. One on there. Well, there's only supposed to be one on each end, on each side. But that car doesn't have one. That car doesn't have one. That car does. That one doesn't. So I don't know how they open the doors on these. No, they don't open doors. You see them scratches on the side on the columns there? The metal post going up the side that was scratched up. That says to me they rotary dumped these cars. So those buffers don't need to be working or even need to be there. They don't even need to have doors on the bottom. I don't know why they hook both air hoses up. That's unusual. Since they're not using the doors, they don't need to air them up. They don't need to hook the air hoses up. That's why you got double air hoses. One's for the doors, one's for brakes. Alright, bottom end coming by. Blue EOT on the bottom end. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we got another train coming out. He's gonna have to line the switch. And then he can come on out. Alright, I'll get more when I see more. Alright, thank you. Alright, there's the engineer and the conductor. They did the roll-by inspections. One's got to stay on the engine, the other one got to get on the ground on the opposite side of the train. Alright, engineer's getting in. I don't know what the conductor's waiting around for. Sorry about that, guys. I had bugs bothering me. Alright, conductor's on the locomotive, so it won't be long. They'll be coming out. I'll get more. It's probably going to take them a little bit. Alright, lights on. He's getting ready to roll. Must mean he's got a medium clear signal. Throttling up. Or that was the engine starting up. He's going downhill, so all he's got to do is knock his brakes off. He won't be starting the throttle. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, he's rolling. They probably have it in dynamic brakes when he gets down here. He won't use air brakes to slow his train down. They just use the dynamics. You got two engines on the head end, and he might have another one in the middle. I don't know. Sorry about that. Coming up, gonna go through the switch in a little bit. Looks like that other train stopped down there. We might have a southbounder coming at us behind this one, I don't know. SD70, we're seeing more of these two here. SD70 AC is actually IAC. Thornburg and Western, that's a railroad. NOKL, that's not a railroad. GATX, General American Tank Car. ACFX, American Car Foundry. UTCX, Union Tank Car. EQUX, I don't know who that is. MOKL, I don't know who that is. ABS, I don't know what railroad that is. Alright, there's cars in that one. Trucks, I guess. That one's empty. That one's empty. I can't tell, but these all look like they're empty. I don't see nothing in them. I don't know why they're going this way. Throw them hydroxide solution in that one. That tank car, the last one. Alright, looks like this must have been a short train here. Alright, train crew coming home, going to Greenwood, y'all. Get to see the wife and the family in the house. Alright, thank y'all. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I walked up. I've been sitting down here at the depot for an hour. I walked up to a friend of mine's house. I'm sitting on the porch. I hear a train horn blowing. Sounds like he's got one coming out of Greenwood. So I'm walking down to the depot to see if I can catch him real quick. Alright, thank you. I heard him blowing the horn again. I think he's waving at somebody. It wasn't a railroad crossing horn. He ought to be popping up here pretty quick. He's lugging at your heel. He's pulling. Sounds like he's got a heavy train. Pulling this big thing uphill. He's slow, buddy. He must have a heavy one. Train headed up the hill. He's going slow, so he might be having to stop when he gets to the south end because he might have a red signal. Cement cars, look at all those. All those white gondolas, 2 bay gondolas. It may not be cement, it's something very heavy though. And look, no writing on them. Those cars either stay moving or they're not on public access property. Hemp oil or something. Santa flows, they're empty. Two bay, empty. MKT used to be. Got some steel here, I think comes out of Pennsylvania. What about that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these cars. Hot molten sulfur 2448. These are loaded cars here but don't have any placards on them. That's an empty car, that's Santa Flow. CSX, that's a railroad. CSXT. FURX is a bank. DJJ, yeah, David J. Joseph, he likes scrap metal. Union Pacific car, UP 700967, Canadian Pacific, and a T-box. WC, Wisconsin Central. South Dakota soybean, those are empty processes. Ethylene oxide inhalation has 1040. TR, I don't know, that's a railroad, I don't know who it is. Corn syrup, Tate Lyle corn syrup. Empty box cars, plug doors, so that's for something. Keep it dry with the plug doors. More covered hoppers, empty. High side gondolas, HPTX. I don't know what that's for, what that's about. I've done seen them come through here a couple of times. Alright, bottom end of the train coming by. Now he's going so slow, I want to be stopping. Want to have a meet here or not, I'll find out. Blue EOT on the bottom end. Taking this time, going up the hill. Might be a heavy train, reason it's going slow uphill. He might have to stop at the south end, I don't know. Alright, thank you. I'll get more if there's something happens. All the signals are red, so I assume there's nothing happening. Alright, thank y'all for watching. God bless y'all. Hey y'all, how you doing? I got a clear signal on the main line. A stop signal on the side and far to the right. That means I got a train coming. I walked down here, they were all red, and then I walked away and sat down for a little bit and thinking about things, and I got up, come down here to check on things, and then I noticed the signal's clear, so I'm going to hang around a little bit and try to catch us a train tonight. Alright, thank you. Have fun. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I hear a train. He's coming down the hill, rolling down the hill. On the SCWX coal train. Greenwood crew coming home from Atlanta. Carried the train down yesterday or the day before. Got some rest. And now they're coming back home to their wife and their family, their pets, their home, their bed. Couple of one flat spots. You don't hear to me on this train. Well, that's three. Somebody got a few of them. Rolling downhill, dynamic brakes. Fully loaded cars come out of Pennsylvania. South of Pittsburgh. I seen them rolling into West Virginia. Right there by the Monongahela River. Alright, big unit DPU helper. In dynamic brakes, y'all, slowing the train down. Speed limit's 45, so they're not going too fast to you. Tubby got his name on that one. Yeah, they don't use the doors on these to dump them. They're rotary dump. I don't know why they're hooking up both air hoses. Alright, there he goes off into the shadows. Alright. Adios. Love y'all. Alright, we got a train to pull in. About 9 o'clock at night. And let's see, I've been working, I think this is Tuesday. So I haven't been able to get much this week. I assume it's got a crew on it that's sitting here waiting for a clear signal at the north end, southbound. I mean northbound, north end, northbound, excuse me. They're heading back home. There's a coal train, there's a crew out of Greenwood. See 2 engines in the coal train down there, so that's what we got here. I'll get more in a little bit. Alright, thank y'all. Alright, there's those signals. Left is the main line, right is the side. This train's sitting on the main line. So the signal on the left's got to go green over red and it can go. Alright, thank you. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I have been working all week. I'm down here at the depot. I think this is a Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock. Might be a Monday morning. I think it's a Tuesday though. Sounds like we got a train coming down. Sounds like Abbeville switcher coming in. I hope y'all are having fun. I am. I think he stopped, probably dropped the conductor off so he can line the switch. I think he's gonna pull down here and shove these cars up in the yard. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna pull that to Greenwood. He might go in there and collect some more cars. Alright, these 2 cars carry plastic insulation material for Prismian. There's some cars loaded with ties that looks like a wood. So they done picked up a shipment. This came off the Hartwell Railroad, y'all. That's wood in that car. Probably that car. Maybe that car. This is granite down here. That comes out of Elberton. They call Elberton the granite capital of the world because of the amount of granite that comes out of there. I'm told this goes up to New York. The granite does. It's going up to New York. They use it for cribbing on the side of the road because you make stuff out of concrete up there. It soaks up water and then will freeze and break the concrete so it doesn't have a long lifespan. Alright, these are grainers. They're coming out on the other side of Elberton, further south, railroad south. It's actually geographically west. Alright, so all these are the cars that are carrying the grain. Well, let me see, these are empties here, so these, they carry grain over to. Alright, back in the train into the side. Putting that one in the yard track. They've been putting new tires on that yard track because he's running some heavy trains down through there. Alright, I've seen a bunch of people over there on the Hartwell Railroad filming this. I haven't seen any of them make it down to the interchange between CSX and Hartwell Railroad. I met the man that owns the Hartwell Railroad. David J. Joseph stuff. Temporary ditch lights on it. This crew puts the ditch lights on what locomotive they're using. As they use this locomotive over here, and they'll bring a fuel truck over here to fuel it up if it needs it. But it only has to go back and be swapped out when it's ready for inspection. Monthly or weekly, whatever it is, I don't know. Alright, line the switch. I just got back on up to get past the derail. As soon as he does that, he'll stop. The conductor doesn't have to tell him where to stop. He's been doing this job enough. He knows how far to pull his locomotive up. Alright. He's there now. You're going to reset the derail. The derail will throw the train off the track if that train was to roll out. They don't want to interfere with the main line or the side nor another track. So they throw it off to the left down there and it stays out of the way. Safety thing. Except for the bad part is, back in the old days, they had a young black man that stole a locomotive. He wasn't the same black man. I think he was supposed to be, a little bit unstable or not quite. He was mentally challenged, let's put it that way. But anyway, he stole the locomotive at the roundhouse around the corner and rolled it down here and hit the derail, and it throwed him down the hill. That's probably about 40 or 50 foot fall off that hill there, down to the creek, and it turned the locomotive over. And it was a steam engine, so he, broken steam pipes and stuff like that, he died. But they asked him why he stole it. He said he was going to Florida to get some oranges. Now, if he went the other way, that way, he would have went to Alabama. If he's going that way, he would have gone to New York. He would have had to go that way to Florida. And so he could have known maybe he could have gone over to Greenwood and thought he could get on another track that went down to Augusta and run that track on over. Till he got to the other Seaboard Airline track that ran into Florida. Or he might have thought he was going all the way up to North Carolina to catch a southbound route. They done cut the ditch lights off. I didn't pay attention to it, but he goes up there and unplugs them. Alright, they're tying everything down. I'm going to go. The only thing I'll be missing is them walking up the track and walking over to the building over there. Alright, thank y'all. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. You see that, don't you? They've been spraying stuff on there to kill the weeds. Instead of trying to come out here and mow it and stuff, they sprayed it. This is, I don't know what it is, but they did this in Vietnam with Agent Orange, and it was made a lot of people sick. Alright, thank you. Alright, the reason I made this video, I want y'all to know not to walk through that stuff. It might get you. Alright, I'm walking down to the railroad depot. This is a Thursday afternoon, about 3 o'clock, and I see we got a tank train sitting down here, at least tank cars. We have a tanker train that comes through here, so it may be that. It may be just a manifest freight that has tank cars on it. I'll get down here. I don't hear the engines. So is this the bottom end, or are they just sitting here with it cut off? Alright, the Abbeville switcher crew still working today. He's sitting on the main line. That's the northbounder, that's the bottom end of it. So if he's sitting at the signal at the other end, this train is way over 2 miles long. It might be one parked in behind another train, I don't know. But I think we might have some activity here today. Sounds like thunder over there. Alright, so this isn't the tank car train, because this is all molten sulfur cars. I don't know if molten means it's hot or it's just a liquid state. Ask Jesus for wisdom. I concur with that. Jesus is the God of America, and we should be checking on him and making sure we're obeying him and doing things that are right. Our government doesn't obey him anymore. Our churches don't. Our churches pretend to, but they're IRS 501c3s, which means the control of our government has been taken away from God, and it's been given to Lucifer, because our government is a satanic controlled government. We have evil people go up there and try to rule over us. America used to be one nation under God. Well, it means we obeyed our God. Nowadays we don't see that happening. Consult owner before repairs. Protect interior coating when entering tank. Wear clean rubber overshoes. Tools must be protected. Exterior heater pipes. No inlet outlet pipe caps required. So they pump steam through there to liquefy it and make it molten so they can drain it. Alright. And all placard 2448, but they don't have a danger placard on there. But they're all 2448 cars, molten sulfur. Sulfur molten. Those must be your outlet pipes and stuff right there to pump the steam through, inlet and outlet. And that goes up into the tank, and there's pipes around the tank. It's steam heated. See, they don't want you to know who the ownership is. It's the ownership subject to security agreement filed with the Surface Transportation Board. So you got to go to their paperwork to find out who the actual owner of this car is. Maximum operating pressure heater coils of 25 psi pounds per square inch. Exterior heater pipe, no inlet or outlet pipe caps required. Vent tank when unloading. Steam coil valves must be open during transit. They are. 6-inch fiberglass insulation, do not exceed 450 degrees. Sherwin-Williams paint. Maybe y'all can stop it and read it if I don't. Remove seal pin. Push handle towards center of car until indicator arrow is free. Rotate handle clockwise until indicator arrow is in open position. Alright, that's the handle down there they're talking about. I don't know what that is. BLJ. There's no valves in there. Do not use lime or caustic to clean this tank. Two-inch tread condition shoes. Let me look at them. Alright. That feels like a hard shoe. That's what they use to help polish the tread down with. Shaping it. Same thing on that one. But that one said it had tread condition shoes. Yeah, these are 2-inch tread condition shoes. So those are shoes that'll grind on them wheels to help keep them in shape. That's not the plastic brake shoes there. Well, the directions don't match the directions. See, they got it swung to the left over there. Where the directions say swing it to the right to close it. Alright. That's interesting. I noticed that on a couple of cars. You hear the noise? That's air being pumped through the EOT in the train device, and it generates electricity to keep it charged up. CSXE, I don't know, battery 14 volts, so it's charged up. GPSL, cell L4G, CSXE 4282, that must be the engine number. No, this is this number, CSX. Alright, 77 is how many pounds of pressure in there, and when the train's rolling they'll have 80 pounds, so 77, 78, 79, 80, so it's got 3-pound air reduction on this, locking the brakes down. Alright, thank y'all. Alright, he does have other cars on there, so this is a regular manifest train. I'm assuming he's waiting on the side, waiting on the signal at the south end to clear up. The signal at the north end down here, for northbound, both of them are red, so I'm assuming what we probably got is an Abbeville switcher coming in, and he's not going to go through. He'll probably come in, park in the yard. Once he gets in on the side and clears the main line up, this train will be able to leave. Alright, this is old history here. This is what they call the Diamond Spur. It used to be the track, and they'd probably park about 8 or 9 locomotives down here to handle the yard around the corner and to take care of the trains that got to leave out of here. Abbeville had a yard, and this was the last station on the Monroe sub. You go 2 miles that way and you get on the Abbeville sub. This is Monroe sub of the Florence division. 2 miles away is Abbeville sub of the Atlanta division. CSX Railroad used to be the Seaboard Coastline, Seaboard Airline Railroad. Seaboard System, Family Line System. That's all the names of the railroads that came through here. Now it is CSX, which is Chester Seaboard Multiplied. The lawyers come up with that name because the railroads ain't come up with a name by the time it went to court, and they needed a name on it in court. Alright, so that's the story. Alright, let me hang out and see what's going on. Alright, we had the Abbeville switcher coming in. I'll get back further from the track because I seen this track acting weird one day. It looked like it jumped out of its pocket over there. They didn't stop to drop the conductor off, I don't think. I got a bunch of center beams. These are not normal for the Abbeville switchers. These come off the Hartwell Railroad. Signal down there. I assume he's waiting on the dispatcher to get a clear. I don't think he's going to shove this in the yard. I think he's going on the Greenwood with all this. So this is all new industry right here, interchange between the Hartwell Railroad, and I've been watching people go over there and film it. They got a bunch of interesting paint jobs on the locomotives because they got all used locomotives and they never repainted them. So you got them from different railroads over there. Chicago and Northwest. Railroads we wouldn't normally see down here. What is that? Elgin, Joliet, and Eastern or something like that. The big orange locomotive, the big SD9 they got sitting over there. Alright, they're sitting down there waiting on a clear signal. I'll get more in a little bit. Alright, thank you. All this is over here. It used to be a big oil tank right there. And this was a building right here with a pump in it to pump out the oil that they used in the cabooses and stuff. I've never seen them use it though. They kind of quit using it in the days when I got here. Alright, thank y'all. Alright, conductor's out there tying this one down. I hear some noise up there. Alright, I'll get more in a little bit.